Hello. Welcome back to Crazy E Games, and we are back in Genshin Impact to continue A Strange and Friendless Road, Acer Palmatum Act I. Through the mist, a name unveiled. Go to the warehouse where the fire broke out. To prevent the attack from causing more harm, you and Kazuha decide to investigate his identity. With few leads to follow, you start from the missing persons case that Ryuji mentioned. So in the previous video, we were just hanging about, and some dude in like samurai armor, in like Tenryu Commission samurai armor, just attacks us, and he's holding this cool sword that glows and has like an aura to it. And he says like, wait, we're not Kazuha. He's looking for Kazuha, and he just like books it. And we're like, uh-oh, we should talk to Kazuha and say someone's looking for him. And then it turns out Kazuha was given an opportunity to like reclaim the Kaedehara name, and instead of doing that, he becomes more concerned with the attacker. So we decided to talk to like the detective agency, and we realized there's two other cases that kinda sorta tangentially matches up with this attacker, in the sense that they're like swordsmiths or bladesmiths that are good at, I guess, the sword arts, fighting arts. They're martial artists and good with the sword. And we talked to the bladesmith guy that's here, the old guy, and he says that the guy that he knows is really nice and wouldn't attack people. And then we talked to the other guy's wife, who is deep in debt, and he also says that her husband, or she also says that her husband, who is the other person in the other case, is also very nice and wouldn't attack people. So we're just trying to narrow things down some more. So I feel like I didn't really explain the story that just happened very well, but that's okay. We'll just go with the flow and go right into it. We'll see what we have here.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
I hear something ominous in the wind.
You hear something ominous?
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
I knew we could count on you.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
What does your elf eye see?
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in.
Oh, lead the way.
It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma. The remnants of the Tatarigami.
Tatarigami? That's one thing I didn't expect to encounter here.
Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation.
The Tatarigami is that like huge weapons factory that was leaking energy, and we had to like go in and seal it up and clean things up, or something like that, right? And Kazuha here is saying he's sensing some of that energy here. So did that weapons forge like a super cursed sword or something like that with that crazy and auspicious energy?
We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Slowly?
So it's an underground warehouse.
Oh.
The force is definitely coming from down below.
The Force. Use the Force.
The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Oh?
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time.
Surely someone would have noticed.
From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will, Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
Oh my god.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Yes, please, let's do that.
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside.
That's dangerous.
If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth.
Oh, you got me there.
You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
Oh, okay, I'll take your word for it. He opens the door and there's 2 Raiden Shoguns.
What's down there?
2 Raiden Shoguns. That's twice the amount of danger we faced before.
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything.
Let's shine a light down there. Let's throw a flare down there.
It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
So in the end, it was just a scare. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad thing.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
The Baba Yaga.
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place.
Okay.
2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Let's hurry. We cannot afford to delay any longer.
Yes, let's go. If nothing else, it's vital that we find out where this Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your mind and focus on what you sense around you. Perhaps you, too, will perceive its ominous presence in the wind.
The sound you hear in the dead silence of night. The smell you smell when there's nothing around. The sight you see right at the corners of your eyes. You must focus in order to see things that are of the great beyond. I don't think that has changed. Oh, I just need to like move slightly a little to the south there. Ooh, my senses. I don't actually sense anything. Oh, there's this black like smoke. It's a little bit. It's more apparent when I don't use elemental sights. Hopefully, I don't know, with the YouTube compressions and stuff, it still kind of shows up. Maybe that's a bit more obvious. This like black smoke. Smoker. Mint seed. So what? They like jumped this or something? Woo! Oh.
From this point, the trail appears to split into 2.
Kage Bunshin?
The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly.
2 parts. So would that correspond to Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya?
Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Oh, okay. Ring!
Whoa, look at all those hilly churls. They're acting really strangely.
Those
Something
Healy
seems to be
churls.
drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
Those Healy churls, Billy churls, Healy, Billy, silly churls. Wait, that's not what the song goes. Hey, boys. Hey. I'm not here to fight. Whoa, no throwing rocks. Remember, you wanted this.
Time for a light show.
I feel like Yoimiya can dish out quite a bit of DPS on her own.
A festive reprise. Here comes the catch.
Ooh.
It's...
Ugh, look at this red stuff. What is it?
Oh, it's just, my time of month. Whatever.
by the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, Let's take a look.
Let's take a look. Red dyed fabric. I am Nagato. I was wounded by Aminoma Yuya. He took my most precious blade. I chased him, but could not catch him. I lay down here to rest on account of my exhaustion. I thought that I might croak right here. My stomach kept on bleeding, but it seemed that some strange power has sustained me. Why did he steal that blade? I was going to sell it to him. He even burned my warehouse down. Ah, it hurts. It hurts. But for some reason, I can't fall unconscious. So all I can do to distract from the pain is write. What will happen to Sachiko, Yuichi, and Yuji? I'm sorry to them. I really am. Only now do I realize how stuck in my ways I was, and how blind to my obsession. I must have been cursed. I collected all those strange and bizarre things, but they won me not one iota of happiness or warmth. Put all of it together, and it still wouldn't have been worth a single word from her mouth. Thank you, and sorry for letting you down, Sachiko. So he's not dead, right? He's just wounded. Some magic power, which is probably the Tara... me power. I forgot how to pronounce that word.
According to this letter, a conflict arose because Aminoma Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
Okay.
So, where is he?
I don't know.
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us.
Did the Healy churls eat him?
Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the Hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here.
Let's ask the Tenryu Commission to do a thorough search later. There are more important things right now.
Yes. Right now, we need to uncover some more important truths.
We're not gonna go tell that lady, like, oh, you don't have to worry about the divorce anymore.
If Aminoma Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right, so let's get moving.
How did it come to this? It's not in his nature.
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them.
It was a black smoke this entire time.
I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Is that so?
Wait, you figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
What a coincidence.
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person.
Who's him that you are talking about? No pronoun games.
On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
Oh, we shall stay as vigilant as the vigilant Yaksha. Who also has a Nemo vision, just like you, Kazuha. I hope you guys become best friends at some point. Have we ever seen Kazuha and Xiao in the same room at the same time? I don't think so. Woo, woo. We follow that black smoke. Woo. Wee. I still find these like ring sections of the game so weird. You don't really lead into the rings all that smoothly.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Oh, what did he do?
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
It's got nice shade from the sun during the afternoon hours.
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Oh, really?
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
You found me, ha 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 ha. I'm evil, and I want to defeat you with this magic sword I found.
Kaedehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before. What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Miyuya that stands before us.
What?
But what if instead of facing Ame no Miyuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Wait, what? The blade?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light.
And it's also saying really ominous things like evil, 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 evil.
Whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
It's really funny because I'm holding a Festering Desire right now as a traveler. It's like Cursed Blade Battles!
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Ame no Miyuya's body.
Weak mind. Can't even fight off a cursed object.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter.
No, you're the sharp one.
Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
What's your greatest regret?
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
What happened? Oh yeah, they like fought each other or something like that. And they all got killed by Scaramouche. But then the Kaedehara clan dude was left alive because he was like the nicest to him during like his capture or something like that.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya.
Oh, there's a secret like blade forging recipe that the Raiden Shogun wanted all the Gokaden families to make, but then for whatever reason, no one could make the blade, and it turns out like the recipe has been altered or something like that, and it's like heavily implied that Scaramouche was the one who altered it so that no one can complete that sword or something like that. Except in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, they all seem like all the families seem like failures or something like that for not being able to do it.
He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me.
Oh, I wonder, was there a background as to how Festering Desire was created? I feel like Albedo just pulled Festering Desire out of nowhere. We're like, oh, it's cursed with Dvalin. Wait, not Dvalin. Whatever that dragon's name's. It's cursed with its blood, and it wants to eat people, so be careful with it.
He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own.
What? No way. You created an artificial intelligence and installed it into a sword.
In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become conscious and control people?
What is this, Bleach? I guess Bleach, the swords don't control people. They just, like, all the characters just gets, like, really friendly with their swords and they become more strong.
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action.
Action!
After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home.
So he's like Venom then. In the Venom movie where he just like jumped from one host to the next. Like pretty much like draining them. Another thing is the way they say like the owner or the creator of this blade fled to Snezhnaya. It kind of implies that Snezhnaya is like the closer country to Inazuma, but at the same time they also make it sound like it took the blade a lot of effort to find its way back to Inazuma. So for some reason I have it in my head that Snezhnaya is really close to Inazuma, like closer than the Yue and Mondstadt. So, but then I remember seeing a map. Maybe it was just like some person who's guessing how the layout of Teyvat is, but like Snezhnaya was put at like the northeast of the map, and if that's the case, then wouldn't it make more sense if like the creators fled to Li Yue instead because it's closer? Like having to trek all the way to Snezhnaya doesn't seem like a good idea. But at the same time, maybe that map is not the actual map. It's just someone who's theory crafting, and maybe Snezhnaya is like a neighboring country to Inazuma, maybe like north of Inazuma. So like if you're escaping Inazuma, you can either go north to Snezhnaya or northeast to the Yue or something like that. I don't know, like really far north to Inazuma or something. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to wait until whatever Genshin 5, 5.0, 4.0 or 5.0 before Snezhnaya becomes a thing.
I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
Oh, okay. Is that what you want?
So Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
Oh, so he wants to possess Kazuha and then challenge Raiden Shogun to a fight. That's why he was looking for Kazuha. Okay, everything's starting to make sense now.
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission.
They like to swallow swords.
When they got tired or injured or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful.
Yeah, you awful sword.
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Yeah, I love your body. You only want me for my body. Oh, here we go. Think. Oh, he doesn't even block. I like how Kazuha's like elemental skill sucks people in. Oh, he's sucking me in. No sucking of the bodies. He has a weird charge attack. I wish he had like a similar charge attack to Ayaka.
Join me and sever that divine light.
He does like a spin and attack a bunch of times with his charge attack. Actually, let's take a look at how they built Kazuha here. He has like a 3-star weapon, like, whatever. We don't really need to juice him up for this fight. He's so strong that you can do well with the 3-star weapon, whatever. He's got a Noblesse, so use his elemental burst, which I have not gotten yet, I think. after all that attacking. He's got 3 constellations, and all his talents are at level 8. Cool. Oh wait, I do have it.
Adorn my night, Windstrike.
Shall rewrite history!
Here,
Life goes on.
there's some healing going on. Whoop. Got him.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
You can't strike us down. You can't even strike Kazuha down.
Your bluff's fooling no one. You've lost.
You've lost. Meh.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more.
I'm never wrong. It's everyone else that's wrong.
Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man.
Oh, we'll just chop his arm off and take you away from him.
He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will.
Then we will smash you into pieces.
The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Ugh, I'm Soul Edge.
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Oh, I lost. I missed the opportunity to use Lumine and clash blades, like clash festering desires with that blade. That would have been a cool little like moment.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
Oh yeah.
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade.
So what happens if you're fighting while you're super hungry? How does the Ishin art amplify that feeling?
If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you?
Well, you kind of are. I mean, you can even get to Inazuma by yourself. You had to like leech off of other people and be a parasite.
On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin Art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past.
Oh, got him.
I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped.
Got him. Burn. Gotcha.
After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Then how would he collect it then?
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
You're weak and pathetic.
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition, whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth.
He's a sword. He doesn't have. I guess I'm saying him. It's a sword. It doesn't have teeth to clench.
But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
Oh.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool!
You're only half of Ishin art.
I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
Oh, do we gotta fight him one more time?
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedehara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
Are we gonna have to fight Kazuha with the sword?
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is a risky strategy. You're dealing with a cursed blade that can possess people.
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the blade's puppet.
No, not forever, just until he dies.
The cursed blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me.
Yeah, we'll cut your arms off.
We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Okay, sure, that sounds about good. Alright, fine, it's not like I can stop you.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Oh, where do you want me to touch first? The blade? Or shall we go for the handle first? Or do you just want me to tickle the tip a little first? Whee!
Kazuha?
I'm okay.
I just feel a little woozy. This sword feels so good in my hands right now.
I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected.
If something feels off, let me know immediately.
I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies.
Yeah, we kill them.
Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights.
He fought against us, didn't he?
If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Let's go kill some Hilly Churls.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
Wait, when did we hear this? That should fit the bill.
All right. Please lead the way.
Let's kill some fools.
What about Amanoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
Tell him to go home.
The blade says he'll let Amanoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
Just be careful. That's all you need to do. Being careful solves everything. Quest complete. Ere the end. Glance back. Go to the blade testing venue. Let's just continue. That was a quest complete there, but let's continue just to see where this leads. So yeah, Lumine is using Festering Desire right now, which is also a cursed blade. It also has an eyeball on it. Whoa. But it doesn't have like a crazy glow to it though. Don't worry, Festering Desire, we still love you. You're still useful. You're not about to be replaced by a different cursed blade. You don't have to... Don't be a little insecure about that. How do I get up there? Whee! Naku weed. Let's just slap some Naku weed onto that Amenoma Yuya, or whatever his name is. That should cure him, right? That's what we used to cure that poison from the other doctor or whatever. Is this a domain? Oh yeah, here we go. Occupied hold. Recommended party level 90. This was once a secret holding of the Takatsukasa clan, which was taken over by Ronin after being abandoned. If you should meet any resistance on the way in, well, might as well check how much strength remains in this mystical sword. So I don't have Anemo in my party, but I assume they're gonna give me Kazuha with the crazy sword. Or should I get a shield person just in case? Nah, let's do this. Start. Oh, I can only use Kazuha. Interesting.
Leave everything on this journey to me.
Let's see what we have. What is this sword anyway? It's a base attack and a regular attack, which is alright. Wandering Striker. When a normal, charged, or plunging attack hits an opponent, it will release an accursed spirit, dealing AoE damage equal to 180% of attack and restoring 100% of attack as HP. Oh, it heals your character. This effect can be triggered once every 8 seconds. The damage done by this weapon's wielder is The damage done by this weapon's wielder is decreased by 50%. Why? Oh, this sword sounds stupid. I guess you want to focus on sword attacks and not elemental skills or elemental bursts with this sword. Even if this sword becomes something you can unlock, I don't know if I'll be putting it on any character. And it certainly doesn't fit Kazuha's build at all, since he kind of goes off of elemental mastery. Hey boys, get sucked! Get sucked, boys! Look how little damage I'm doing.
Wind Strider! As one with wind and cloud!
Woo, got them all.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Oh, what happened? Would he crack? Are you trying to sniff it?
Something else on your mind?
We gotta get intimate with this sword in order to unlock its full potential.
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm.
Ooh. Is this some romantic chemistry going on between him and the sword?
Let's keep going.
There's a treasure chest here. Was there treasure chests back there that I may or may not have missed? I wish I'd be able to unlock Kazuha, but at this rate, I don't think I'll be able to hit pity on his banner because my pity was ruined by Mona. And I guess I can try and spend a lot of resources on this banner, a lot of Primo Gems, to try and force a pity, but I don't think I'll be able to do that. I think that would like drain me completely to force a pity, and I really doubt I'd be able to pull him through a lucky 5-star pull. But if it happens, I'd be really happy. He's one of the cooler characters in terms of like fighting. You can suck everyone together and like cleave them all at the same time. That's like so useful. He's like constantly like locking them pretty much. Like stun locking them.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Whoa, something's up with the blade.
What's going on? It's grown dimmer?
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amanome Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily.
Oh, is that what he says?
He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Here at the end, a glance back. Keep going and defeat the opponents. It turns out the one behind the missing persons case is a cursed blade that has possessed Amenoma Yuya's body to save the latter and to prove the absurdity of the blade's fixation. Kazuha eventually takes up the cursed blade himself. And there's a Primo Gems in this, so it's near the end. Hopefully. More treasure chests? How dare they not give me another treasure chest? How dare they not reward me for the littlest thing? Wait, can I actually go down there? I don't think so. Or can I? I feel like I can like glide down there, but there's no way back up though. And I've noticed they stopped putting the resurrection shrines into these domains. Oh, got him.
Wind strike!
Oh boy.
Clouds high. The birds call!
Got him.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Didn't look like that to me.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
It looks so weak and pathetic and ugly and stupid.
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about? Huh?
It's a transformer.
Is this the same blade as before? It
The
looks
wear.
like a piece of junk.
The wear and tear is severe, and it really looks like it's about to break.
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy.
Will he listen to you? Though the truth is right there in front of him?
I finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Oh.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Murayama.
Where do they keep coming from?
You shouldn't fight with this blade anymore.
Yup. We can help this time.
With our cursed blade.
Don't worry. I'll use my own blade. It's just more of the same.
Let's murder some fools. Oh, I'm still only Kazuha.
Wind Strider!
It's nice that they put all those torches that I can use to get swirl reactions. I think that's probably where most of my damage is coming from.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power.
I've named it Betsy, and Betsy comes to my aid. She's never, out of reach.
Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
We're going home. Bye-bye.
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Ring. We talk to him. Hey, don't worry about it, bruh. You'll be good. He just breathes loudly at me. Ugh. Kaedehara Kazuha. How are you doing?
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been.
Oh, I've been there before.
A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were worked by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late.
It's too late to apologize. Too late.
Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
Okay, let's do it. Ring. Listen to what the cursed blade has to say. That's what people say. Ooh, ooh.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday.
It was just yesterday. What? Nah.
I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numbed the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order. At least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Amenoma Yuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Amenoma Yuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
Amenoma Yuya finally regains consciousness. The party explains the situation to him.
He used my body to inflict harm on others.
Oh, I feel so violated in many ways.
I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryu Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention.
You murdered one fool who's in a lot of debt. Yeah. His wife and kids are gonna have to deal with that.
Alright, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Ooh, a big chest. Give it to me. Woo! Very nice. Is there other chests? Ooh, let's have some tea. Oh, very nice. Okay, let's get out of here. Ooey, 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 ooey. Fulfill the cursed blades. Wish. Having recognized that he is not on the same level as Kazuha, the cursed blade releases Amenoma Yuya and seems to have contained his malice for now, though his obsession has not thus diminished. Let's do it! How far do they want me to go? Okay. Let's just teleport.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Clash.
That was a much more relaxed occasion.
Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Alright then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedehara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenoma Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
Whoa, he's got a cool sword.
It's fine.
Oh, he had a crazy attack there. Oh, he actually has. Oops. He actually has like the broken, or the old. Is it broken? The worn version, battle worn, not battle worn. I just a regular worn version of this sword, and it has 0.0% attack bonus with 150 base attack. Oh man, Kazuha is in like a very big disadvantage by holding this weapon. He's like, it's not fair. You're using your vision. Standing in water is going to be your downfall.
Clouds high. The birds call.
Hey, come into this direction. Ow.
Wind strider. It's fine.
He's level 92.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
Determination.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
Can a sword go to jail? Can a sword be tried for crimes and go to jail?
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
And tell the old man that his nephew is fine.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Okay, that sounds good. Oh, wrong way. This way, this way. Oh, the dude is gone.
Oh, it's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
You tell Amenoma Togo about the various things that happened.
A prized Ishin blade. Turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Oh, is he still alive though? Or has a bunch of his flesh been eaten away by Healy Churls?
Really? Is he okay?
Yes. Badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I wouldn't say that yet.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
How come all of a sudden she's referring to the sword as an it now instead of as a he?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
But... he... he can say to change your mind, huh?
I trust your judgment, but if he tries anything, we are chopping your arm off.
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
Zoom closer, closer, more, more. Oh, we got a cutscene. Very nice.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness.
Reforged.
You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube
Wow.
Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Whoa.
Rest in peace.
Boo-doo-boo-doo-boo-doo-boo. After leaving the Amenoma smithy, you learn about the final blah 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 blah.
That's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really, really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them.
Too dangerous if you ask me. The remnants of defeated gods are nothing to scoff at. Of defeated gods? Is Tata Surami a defeated god energy or something? Too dangerous if you ask
I
me.
understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me.
Ooh.
Just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha?
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Thank you. I'll hold you to your word.
Wait! Shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
And probably that wife. Well, I guess she's probably been updated if the Tenryo Commission found her husband.
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Ring. Near the end, a glance back. Accompany Kazuha while he gives Kujo Kamashi his response. I don't think that's changed. It was something I wanted to check out before I lost the chance. I don't remember what it was. I thought of something during that cutscene. I was like, oh, I want to check something out when I... I don't remember what it is now, unfortunately. Oh, what's this? Woo, cool. I've been coming across those spin crystals all across the map. In all, like, weird places. Oh, I wanted to check the rewards. I'm curious if we get that sword as a reward. No, we don't. Yeah, it doesn't scroll. That's what I wanted to check out. That's okay, though. I'm fine with that. I guess I could have also teleported instead of walked all the way here. Kamaj. Yo, Kamaj. We got something to talk to you about, eh?
You've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Okay.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
How convenient, so that we don't have to explain everything to you.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaedehara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art.
I wonder if the stats that I read early on this blade was just for the story, like the fact that it like reduced the damage by 50%. I wonder if that's just to kind of give the effect of it not really like synchronizing or jiving well with Kazuha's fighting, so that's why he's not able to do like his full damage or something. I'm curious if we do get this blade, what kind of perks it would give.
And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Oh, okay.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Wind. A strange and friendless road. I guess that's referring to the sword then. Quest complete. Oh, we do get the blade. What? It wasn't listed as the quest rewards though. Interesting. Let's take a look at the blade and then I'll end things. I know I'm already like over an hour in, but if you stuck with this video for this long, a few more minutes wouldn't be too bad, right? So yeah, the Ishin art clarity is different here. Instead of like having that extra bit at the bottoms of the description saying, oh, you do 50% less damage because of this. I think that was just for like effect for the story, just to kind of showcase that the sword and the wielder isn't really jiving well together. But yeah, that's not there anymore, and with that gone, the sword isn't too bad. I still don't think if I have Kazuha, I still don't think I would give this to him. I think I would probably give this to maybe like Chi-Chi or something. Actually, no, Chi-Chi is good with Sacrificial Fragment right now. So, oh, and this is maxed out at rank 1. You can't refine it any further. So this is the strongest it's gonna get for its perks. Cool. I don't even think I have the resources to... Oh, I don't want to... That's not what I want to do. I don't think I even have the resources to... Actually, yeah. I don't even have the resources to level it up. And if anything, I'm gonna level up, like, either this weapon or this weapon before... Or maybe even this weapon before going to this one. So yeah, unfortunately, as a free-to-play player, I have to prioritize things, prioritize the use of my resources in very frugal, deliberate ways. I can't just throw things at everything and max everything out right away. I gotta take everything like one small step at a time. But if it's base attack, I think it would go really well for the Traveler, since the Traveler is so flexible with her, like she can change her element and everything. But yeah, who would it actually go well with? So here's a cursed blade, but this blade isn't cursed anymore. Let's just equip it to see how cool it is. Wah! Whoa! It starts to like have a glow, like an aura.
Lightning slash.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It looks cool. But yeah, unfortunately, Cursed Blade's the way to go. I like being edgy. But yeah, I guess that's all I have for today. I really like this story. It went into Kazuha's family customs, I guess, a little bit more. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed that it kind of put in combat sections littered into a bunch of between a lot of dialogue too. It's not just an entire like walk to a point A, talk to someone, walk to point. It started out this way, but I guess even at the beginning there was a fighting section, and I think I preferred if there's like action sections between dialogue. It just makes it so that it varies the video a bit more. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more, and goodbye. I hope to see you in the next one.